Have you ever wondered why sometimes it just takes a small gesture from you for your cockatiel to react as if you were the center of its world? Or why suddenly it acts as if you were a complete stranger? What if I told you that just 10 minutes of playing with your cockatiel every day can literally change the way its brain works? It's not just an impression, a hunch from someone who loves birds, or that quick affection before leaving the house. Bird neuroscience shows us that every positive interaction with your pet is capable of sculpting its mind in real time. Every small stimulus and every directed play session create invisible changes that drastically increase the bird's confidence, reduce levels of fear and stress, strengthen memory, and make your cockatiel see you in a completely different way. Have you ever been through this? That moment when you try to get close with the best of intentions and it pulls back, becomes skittish, or shows an insecurity that you simply can't understand where it comes from? The most surprising thing is that the vast majority of caretakers make the same mistake every day without even realizing it. They believe they are just distracting the bird, tossing some random toy onto the perch, or giving random affection when in fact they are actively training its brain. And here is the central point of this dynamic. You can be training your pet's mind to trust you blindly, or, without meaning to, training it to emotionally distance itself from you. The way the cockatiel's intelligence processes every second of your presence absolutely defines everything in your relationship. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover now can surprise you and change the routine in your home forever. In this video, we're going to dive deep and reveal what really happens inside your cockatiel's brain during daily play. We're going to understand why these few daily minutes have a gigantic power to transform your emotional bond in a way you never imagined. We're going to explore the scientific changes that occur in the animal's mind, understanding how bird neuroplasticity works in practice and how proper mental stimulation affects your pet's emotional health. More than understanding the theory, you'll learn how to use this biological knowledge to your advantage, applying environmental enrichment and strategic routines to create a happier, smarter, extraordinarily more confident cockatiel that is much more connected with you at all times. It's a true turning point for anyone who loves animal welfare and wants to see their bird express its maximum potential for affection and intelligence. I am absolutely certain that after understanding these psychological and biological mechanisms, you will never look at your pet or play with your cockatiel the same way again. The mind of these little birds is a fascinating universe, much more complex than most people imagine. To begin unraveling what happens beneath the feathers and understand exactly the hidden processes that shape this behavior, day to day, we first need to look carefully at the exact point where it all begins. And when we understand this starting point, we realize that we are not dealing with mere mechanical reactions, but with an emotional bridge that strengthens with every detail. After all, every person who cares for a pet experiences unique and meaningful moments. If this subject makes sense to you and touched your heart, leave a comment here about what your relationship with your bird is like today and what has stood out to you the most so far. When you share your story, your account doesn't just get recorded. It inspires, helps, and welcomes other caretakers who are also seeking the best for their feathered companions. This sincere exchange creates a true support network, and your participation here is what makes this channel grow, strengthen, and reach more people with this kind of content made with so much care and grounding. If you feel in your heart the sincere desire to protect, understand, and give the best possible quality of life to those who depend on you, hit the like button right now. This simple click is your way of saying you value this level of care, and it helps the algorithm spread this necessary message to those who most need to see it. And if you don't want to miss a single step of this continuous learning journey to transform your friend's behavior and well-being, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Being part of our community guarantees that you'll always be one step ahead, receiving transformative knowledge that strengthens this bond more and more. Also, take the chance to click the hype button, boosting this content with the strength it deserves to reach the top and transform the lives of thousands of pets out there. It is this energy and this commitment to animal welfare that keeps our purpose alive and constantly evolving. Now that we're together on the same page and with our community growing stronger, it's time to take the next step and dive deep into what really makes a difference in practice. Your cockatiel's brain changes every time you play with it. Many believe that play is just a pastime to distract the bird, but the inner workings of neurobiology reveal a much deeper hidden truth. These animals' brains were strategically shaped by evolution to learn, adapt, and evolve through social interactions and constant exploration of the environment. When you take time to play, you are not just offering entertainment, but activating highly complex neural circuits linked to memory, curiosity, and decision-making in problem-solving. Every small challenge overcome during play has a direct impact on the bird's mindset, stimulating the release of neurotransmitters that fix learning in place and strengthen emotional balance. And the big revelation about this transformation is that consistency beats intensity. Just a few minutes of focused daily stimulation produce infinitely superior neuroplasticity compared to long sessions offered occasionally or sporadically. It is the frequency of positive experiences that shapes your pet's behavior. Now pay close attention to this, because this is where everything starts to make sense. There is an even more fascinating and profound brain reaction happening at this very moment, something that completely redefines the trust between you two. How your presence starts to mean safety. This profound reaction happening in the bird's mind is the main engine of a true transformation in your daily routine. When you repeat pleasant and respectful interactions day after day, the animal's brain goes through a shift in mindset, rewriting the way it interprets the inner workings of your life together. The ancestral fear that is part of every bird's nature begins to give way to a continuous state of comfort, peace, and absolute trust. The hidden truth behind this evolution is that your simple approach stops being seen as a potential threat and becomes a direct synonym for protection and well-being. This biological and emotional change generates a visible impact on daily behavior. The cockatiel starts to seek you out completely spontaneously, accepts touch without pulling back, sings happily upon hearing your voice, and seeks to always be near you. Notice that this unshakable connection is not the result of chance and does not appear overnight. It is a journey built step by step, where every small positive action works as a solid brick in consolidating this alliance. And upon realizing how this security is established, we arrive at the next crucial point in this development: the happiness hormone. In birds, why your cockatiel is happier when it plays with you. Understanding this daily construction takes us directly into the chemical backstage of your pet's brain. When you interact in a light and positive way, the bird's body begins to release neurotransmitters linked to pleasure, motivation, and reward. This true wave of well-being completely transforms the animal's mindset, rewriting the way it handles the routine within its environment. The impact of this natural chemistry is immediate. Cortisol levels drop drastically, relieving accumulated stress and fighting boredom, which is the greatest enemy of cytosine mental health. The hidden truth is that serious behavioral deviations, such as excessive screaming for attention, feather plucking, states of deep apathy, or constant fear of new stimuli, are nothing more than cries for help from a mind lacking proper stimulation. Playing every day is not a whim, a frivolous option, or just a mere pastime. It is a crucial biological, emotional, and psychological need for survival in captivity. Once you see this, it becomes easy to realize that every decision you make when interacting can either accelerate this journey of trust, or on the other hand, ruin everything in just a few seconds. What happens to the brain of a cockatiel that doesn't receive this interaction? To understand the true scope of this impact on your bird's journey, we need to look at the other side of the coin and face a concerning contrast. When there is no routine of stimulation, the neural connections linked to learning begin to weaken, reducing brain plasticity and making the brain work at a slower pace. Without cognitive challenges, the environment becomes one of monotony and chronic stress, severely compromising the animal's emotional development. The hidden truth behind the scenes in many homes is that thousands of birds spend long hours isolated in cages, with nothing to explore or solve. This lack of experiences encourages self-destructive patterns. The mind tries to compensate for the mental void by developing repetitive behaviors, severe anxiety crises, extreme insecurity, and the gradual loss of that beautiful natural curiosity. The pet's mindset ends up being shaped by apathy and isolation. The great revelation of this whole process is that you don't need complex maneuvers or exhausting hours to change this reality. Simple decisions and small changes in daily life prevent the vast majority of these serious problems. And to put this turning point into practice, now pay close attention to this. how to program your cockatiel's brain to be happier and trust you more and more. Now pay close attention to this, because this is where we reveal the practical, high-value strategies for you to apply, starting today. To create this true transformation, the secret is not an absurd amount of time, but the quality of the decisions made during interactions. Just 10 to 15 minutes of strategic stimulation per day are already enough to redesign your pet's mindset. Choose games that activate problem solving, such as hiding seeds in folded paper, offering foraging toys, or teaching small tricks with positive reinforcement. Behind the scenes of this process, varying the challenges is essential to keep neural plasticity active. However, respecting the bird's limits must guide the whole journey. At the slightest sign of tiredness or withdrawal, end on a pleasant note. Daily consistency is what generates this deep and lasting impact. Understand that your cockatiel's brain is learning from every detail, and every shared moment either strengthens or weakens this bond of trust. In the end, the great hidden truth is simple. Every time you play with your cockatiel, you are not just passing the time. You are shaping the way it thinks, feels, learns, and sees you for the rest of its life. If this knowledge made sense to you and you want to keep discovering signs, behaviors, and messages that most people ignore every day, subscribe to the channel. That way we can keep this learning journey going together with each new piece of content. And so I know who is really committed to transforming their companion's life. And watch this whole explanation. Comment, Cockatiel is family. Tell me here in the comments, because every detail of their behavior can have a completely different meaning than what we imagine. If you haven't liked this video yet, do it now, because every like helps more people avoid silent mistakes and creates a real impact on the lives of birds that depend entirely on their caretakers to be happy and healthy. There's a video right next to this one that perfectly complements this topic. Click on it and stay with me over there.